What's good, everybody? It's your boy Bones. I know it's been a long time, but I took some time off to make some adjustments to my channel and come up with some more cool ideas for videos I want to do. The cooking videos, they ain't going nowhere. I'm always going to do my catch, clean, cook videos. Those are always going to be a thing as long as I'm out there on the water or in the woods. What this video in particular is about, recently I bought a cheap plastic John boat from Bass Pro Shop. As far as I know, it's still the cheapest John boat you can possibly get. And this one is called the Bass Pro Prowler 12-foot boat. So let's talk about why I decided to pull the trigger on getting this boat. Well, the main reason is because I just kind of wanted a cheap way to get the boys on some water, to get on some fish. As simple as that. And with this cheap boat, I realized I can get access to like creeks and marshes where most of the fish I like to catch anyways are populated like crazy. I mean, you got everything from flounder, speckled trout, red drum, crabs, spot. All the stuff I like to catch is in shallow salt marshes, creeks, inlets, and it's a perfect boat for that type of an application. So as I mentioned before, this is going to be the Bass Pro Prowler 12-foot boat. Now, the thing to note about this boat is that it's not like a one-of-a-kind thing. There are different retailers who sell the same mold boat under different names. The most popular one is going to be called the Sundolphin 12. I think like if you search and do research, that's the one you're going to find the most of. I believe they have it at Tractor Supply. Dick's Sporting Goods may sell that one. It might be under a different name. And pretty much the difference in these boats are just the color. As the years change, they have been adding different things to them, but I think they make all these changes at the same time as well. So the boat is 12 feet long. It has a beam of about 4 feet a width, a total weight capacity of 532 pounds. And remember with this, you have to take into account your motors, your gear, coolers, all of that stuff. And the max recommended person weight is 390. Disclaimer, I've been hearing a lot of people kind of go over that weight limit. It's just a safe weight limit recommended by the U.S. Coast Guard. So I would stick with that for safety reasons. But if you have, like, say for example, you have a trolling motor that weighs 25 pounds instead of like a 5 horsepower one that weighs 50 or 60 pounds, you can calculate that into how many folks you can get on the boat. For me, it's just going to be me and my 2 kids. So not really a huge concern about going over weight capacity, but take that recommendation seriously. Additionally, one other specification that it has is it has a bow mount for a trolling motor, and I believe that the max size trolling motor that you're supposed to put on there is a 40-pound thrust trolling motor. So I'm gonna start talking about the stuff I really like about this boat. The biggest reason I purchased it was straight up the price. I wanted a way to get the boys out on some water. I looked at kind of canoes and stuff like that. That's how I came across this boat. Now, I know they usually retail in between like 600, 700 bucks, but I found a awesome sale. It was like $550 for the boat. Then I had some Bass Pro points. I was able to use my military discount. So I think out the door, I only spent $500 for this boat. And that's a major win because aluminum John boat, what are they, like 1,100 bucks starting off? Aluminum's expensive. So those boats are going to be expensive as well. And more about the weight of this boat, which is the second thing that I really, really, really love about it. I don't have a large backyard. I don't have anywhere where I can keep a trailer. So I have to have something that I can move with pretty much straight manpower and transport on the back of my truck. And this 110-foot John boat is literally the perfect solution to be able to do that. So one of the biggest benefits of having a lightweight boat for my personal application is getting access to places where larger boats can't go because there's no boat ramp. So this boat can pretty much go anywhere a kayak or a canoe can launch from. I can, especially if I have some help, take it right off the truck, put it on the shore, push it in the water, and I'm fishing. And on this little boat is a bow eye, like how you would have for any boat that was meant to be on a trailer. So if you want to trailer this boat, you absolutely can. And that eye comes in handy for pulling your boat. I actually made like a little pulling rope to be able to pull it around. And if you want to use it as an anchor to be able to tie it down on your truck, that eye comes in super handy. I really have to talk about how much I like the way this boat looks. If you Google it, you might see the older ones, and a lot of them just have like a tan interior, but the one that I was able to purchase has a gray interior with these like black paint stripes, and I really love that look for this boat. I would have bought it anyways, but that's definitely a plus. And a cool update that they made on the interior is the older ones did not have battery straps. So they had the like molded cutout sort of thing where you can place a battery, but there was nowhere where you can tie that battery down. So if you caught a wake, the battery could tilt over or tip over. So now they added straps to the bow and the stern of the boat. So, if you have a trolling motor up front or if you have it in the back, either or, you can safely tie your battery down. Last but not least, I really got to point out the customability of this boat.
What?
If you look at it, it's just like a blank canvas. You can add whatever you want to it. I've seen some amazing mods just scrolling through YouTube and going through different forums and stuff. People have been able to take this boat from ashy to classy. I mean, it's lightweight, it's plastic, so it's easy to add things. It's just an amazing boat to be able to customize and make it work for whatever you're trying to accomplish. So how you can customize the boat is great, but it also segues me into what I do not like about this boat. First of all, if you pay close attention, you do not have any deck fittings. You don't have any cleats, chocks. You don't have anything to tie off to except for that ring that I mentioned, that brow eye on the front, which is very, very inconvenient. Now, what I'm gonna do and what you could do is add those later, but I gotta say I'm really kind of skeptical at how strong those are gonna be when you have added tension like an anchor or you're tied off to a pier or somebody's pulling on it or you need to get towed. I wonder what the strength of, those aftermarket cleats you put on there will be with just screws going into the plastic. That does kind of concern me a little bit. So the biggest beef that most people have with this boat, and I share that sentiment, is the floor. If you notice, it has these little ridges, and what that is designed to do is pool water and prevent, your stuff from getting wet if it's sitting on the floor. And, a lot of people who have the boat say that, it puts a serious hurting on their feet after having to stand on it and fish for a long time. I don't typically fish barefoot. I probably have some Crocs or something on. So that's not really a big deal for me. But the biggest issue about this floor is that although the boat has a drain plug, it only drains the back of the boat. So if you get a bunch of water in there from the rain or anything like that, you're just going to have this water pooling up. Or if you get a good amount of water in your boat during your trip, you literally have to get a hand bilge pump or you got to flip the whole boat over to drain it. That is like very inconvenient. I think it can be very easily fixed if they just create a channel coming from the front of the boat going all the way to the rear, and if you give it a nice angle, all the water would drain out. So that's something that can be fixed. They might as well not have added a drain plug at all, based on that design feature. And that is one thing that I really wish they would change, and the only reason why the boat isn't a perfect 10. So all in all, I really love this boat. I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if it didn't have those two major issues of the fact it doesn't have any fittings on it and the fact that you can't drain the whole boat. Those are just two things I can't ignore, But all in all, it's a great boat. An 8 out of a 10 isn't that bad. Now, this is just my first impressions video, and it's going to be a multi-part video. The next step is to add some things to my boat which fix some of my grievances, and follow along. It's going to be very practical things that I think should go on there. Not any crazy mods, just enough for me to be able to fish comfortably and do what I need to do out there on the water. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and keep up with the boat progress. Peace.